Lisa, Haniel, and Kaliana. And I am in ministry. Together we serve God as the lead pastors of New Hope Outreach Ministries, Otawala. And I'm so privileged to be here. I am also an author of a book called Beauty for Ashes. I love fashion. I did communication and PR, so I am also into event management. And he has also written a book. One, it's called Save Your Marriage, and the other one is
Before You Say I Do.
Before You Say I Do. That is actually for single people who are thinking of entering into marriage.
And they want to do it right.
Oh yeah, and they want to do it right.
And these books came out of, because we work with couples. We do a lot of premarital and post-marital counseling. So every time I will work with couples, they will ask questions, and so through that, I've authored 2 books so far. The first one was Before You Say I Do. Before You Say I Do, just helping young people to walk this journey right and just to gain wisdom. What are the things that you need to ask? What are the things that you need to align yourself to? So this book defines that. It's a very small book, but very powerful. And then there's another one, it's called Save Your Marriage. This is a book that helps couples during premarital or postmarital counseling. It addresses several topics, some of the things that we need to talk about before we get married.
And we are so happy, so privileged, and so blessed to be in the show together. And I'm sure you're going to be blessed.
We had just made contact, but it wasn't. We were not in any relationship. So one of the instances, I was coming home. You know, when you are working abroad, there is what they call R&R, rest and relaxation. So you come out home for like 3-4 weeks to meet your parents and also to spend your money. So at this particular time when I was coming back home, there are some things that she wanted from Kenya.
I told him, when you get to Kenya, please tell my sister to give you A, B, C, D. And he came to Kenya and he got busy and he finished his vacation and he came back. And when he came back, when he's at the airport, he remembers he didn't make a phone call to my sister. And so he gives me a call. Oh, I wanted to come and see you.
I decided to go and meet her where she was working, because I had a few days before I went back to work. So at this particular time, I think that's when we met and had a very close conversation that was really so defining.
But that time when we were meeting, I was dating someone. I was in a long distance relationship with someone, but himself, he had just come from engaging someone who had said a no at that time. So he came to see me as he was saying sorry. And then we just went for a coffee date. I paid for that coffee date, I remember.
Fortunately.
Not that he didn't want to pay, by the way. He had the money. I think they didn't have change, but I was just like, it's a meeting for 2 of us. We are not dating, we are not husband and wife, we're just friends. So if I have the money, why would I not go ahead and pay the money? Because for me also, it's 2-way. It's like the way you can take a friend out and you pay for the meal. You're not paying for the meal because, oh, now he cannot pay. No, you're paying for it because you're like, it's just a meetup. I have the money. When you have money, you have options and you are also empowered. For me, I was actually not in the interest of meeting men. So when I met him, I actually wanted, like, let me pay it, because I never want someone to say like, I paid this for you, or you ate my food and you didn't want a relationship. Even though we were just friends, I just felt, you know what, he's a nice person, but let me just pay for this. But he had some money.
So after that we left, and we just kept on now chatting, meeting, chatting, meeting, as friends.
So the relationship I was in, it was not so good, it was not so bad. But because it was a distance relationship, I kept hanging there, because I hope things will work. But then that time I think in the beginning of 2013, around February, March there, when now he asked me out officially.
But of course, when I presented my case, she laughed. And the reason why she laughed is because I was too nice to be her boyfriend.
The other relationship that I was in, the person was nice. He was born again, but I think that things were not just working out. You know, all of the time, the person was older than me, so all of the time he was like, you know, taking charge, wanting me to do things and subjecting me sometimes to silence treatment. But because for me, I was looking at it and I'm like, oh my goodness, tall, dark, handsome with money. You know, that package. It's not easy to get that package. So for me, I was just holding on. When I met my husband has a very different personality. He is he's an engineer by profession, so he is calm, very, very, very calm. Even though we disagreed, he will never shout at me. He will never threaten to leave. So he was kind of a very different person that I had met. Although it seemed like too good. Yani, have you ever dated bad boys? But you know, until you're like, this one is too good. I am being, you know. I'm not sure that I want to enter into this. So that is what when I met my husband.
Ladies need they need that proposal. Yeah. So remember, I had been in a relationship before. And that relationship before, I had done a proposal and it backfired.
Back to Zenda.
So, but now, this time now, I've gotten this girl. So what I did differently, I made sure that first we went to a home first. Yeah. I wanted to be 100% sure. Yeah. So in that case, when we came back from my village, I knew now she's decided. And I think we went also to her place. Just introduction, just general introduction without any details, just seeing the parents. So when I realized that this girl has went and met my parents, I've gone and met her parents. So I knew this one cannot backfire. Yeah. Of course, you're like, she will not refuse, but I was like, I would rather we go alone.
I love animals, so he took me for a game drive, and when we went to the game drive, we are walking, and now we are walking in that place, just going around, seeing the animals and all that. And then I see him, he's telling me, I'm looking for something, and then he's opening a bag he had, and then he gets something out, and then he kneels down and he says, will you marry me? I'm like, hey, wait, bro, you are thinking, eh? And I said, yes, I will marry you, because I was of course looking for a future together with him.
And we didn't want to stay for long. I think personally I had been in a relationship that took maybe like 5 years plus, and I wouldn't want to waste another time, yet I thought at that time that I was ready to get married. So when we began, we started saying, you know what, let's do this within a year. And the reason why we decided to do that within a year, because we are still abroad, we are still working abroad. So there were several things that we needed to agree. Number one is, where are we going to do the wedding? How are we going to go about it? So we decided that we will have to walk the best way we know, of meeting the parents, coming to church so that we can go through the premarital counseling and whatever requirements that a church requires. At that time, our church needed 6 months notice, which we gave. And then when we met the parents, both sides, of course, there was that agreement of our parents going to her place. So we planned within 1 year just to make sure that all these events happen. And then the other decision that we needed to make was one of us had to come back immediately for purposes of planning the wedding, but also because we had a desire to settle back in Kenya. Yeah. All right. So she was working, and the job she was doing, they could only allow 1 vacation per year. Two vacations per year. Yeah. So if we are going to get married within that 2013, that means she will need to take more than 3 vacations. So what happened is, she took the first one, second one, and then the third one she resigned and came back home, so that we can do all that. So I will travel, come, go visit the parents, discuss all the things that are required about dowry. I believe honoring parents is one of the key pillars in marriage. One is because every one of us, we come from somewhere. So when it comes to your crucial time like marriage, you need to involve them. As much as it is biblical, but I think it's also cultural and ethical that there are people who have worked with this person that I've just met. I cannot just think that she just appeared from nowhere.
So when we went home, we were like, we needed to give our parents something. And you know, sometimes, you know, people have this perspective, oh, you people, you are working in abroad, you should have all the money. But for us, it has never been about a flows in life. That has never been us. For us, we always wanted something nice. But then also we do not stretch people so much for the wedding and all that. So we spoke to our parents and we told them, this is what we had. I remember us saying, this is what we have, but can we finish the rest later?
I was able to make it clear for my wife or my fiancée then, so that she can express our situation. So she went and shared the same with the parents, and they were so gracious. They said, why not? Please come. For us, we're interested in a relationship, not really on what you can bring.
I was young. I was young, and my husband was also young. And I was like, hey, this is it. I've gotten someone, and we are planning to get married. We may not have all the money, but this is what we have. We are going to come and honor you. And then he came with his parents, and they did a dowry negotiation. And of course, we gave what they had, and whatever remained, we are about to clear.
It's a very scary moment for men. Because sometimes it depends on the family that you are going to marry from.
Yeah.
Different families have different expectations. They have different traditions. But I think for me, I'm so grateful for my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. They took charge of that. And remember, we are marrying from different cultures. I am from the western part of Kenya.
And I come from Embu.
So this was kind of cross-cultural marriage. So, and cross-cultural marriages, they have challenges because you will come with your culture, then we are believers, so we have the Christian culture.
Yeah.
So, but we are grateful that was so harmonious. It wasn't, didn't have any hiccups. It didn't have any, and
our dad was like, yes, you have our blessings and all that. So after that, we planned to our wedding, which our parents and our friends really supported us, and they came through for us, and which was actually very, very important also. Believe that everything good that you want, there's always a price to pay. And for us, the price to pay was just deciding whether we wanted all of us to be abroad, or we wanted one of us to be here and help. But I came actually 2 months to the wedding. Was it 2 or 3 months to the wedding? That is when I resigned and came back to the country, so that we can be able to do a few things here and there, help to run the wedding, at least do the dresses and all that. But then he came 2 weeks to the wedding day. Was it costly? Yes, because of the travel, of course, but we were willing to pay that price and just, you know, be together. Because for us, we had friends or people who are already married and staying in the Abu Dhabi, but somehow inside of us, we just felt that we wanted to go back to Kenya and build our life from Kenya.
I consider myself blessed because my wife didn't know much about weddings. Not like now. If I did a wedding now, it's crazy. So it was basically what I wanted. That's what was. In fact, my wife was even cutting the cost.
Yeah.
So we decided to do it on a very minimal budget because we knew there is life after the wedding. I
got born again, and when I got born again, I went straight to Dubai. So I never stayed around Kenya, you know, doing weddings. I had not been in church. You know, the way you have been in church, you're doing committees, umesimamia marusi. Me, I had never had to umesimamia arusi. You've done all this, so I had never done that. So when I came back and we are doing the wedding preparation, I wasn't a complicated bride. I just did, you know, what I knew how to do best. So I knew someone needed to have a very good gown, so I ordered for a gown from abroad, and I got a beautiful gown for myself. At least for the decor, I had an idea because in Dubai I had worked in the hospitality industry, so I knew, this is how I want the event to look and all this. But it wasn't also so much complicated.
In our church, we have a very good program where people support Every time there is a wedding, people come together, they jump in, they contribute.
Yeah.
But my wife, of course, came 2 months to the wedding, so at least she joined in later. But even if when she joined in, I mean, there is no much idea she had. All right, so they will suggest, okay, you want a venue this place? She's like, it's okay. They will be like, okay, which card do you want? Whatever that is available.
Actually, even on that day, the day for the wedding, I didn't know which car was coming to pick me. I'm like,
yeah,
whatever car comes and picks me, for me, I am good.
You know, there's a private budget. So in this private budget, we had several things like the gown, the rings, the honeymoon and stuff like that. So this particular line item about the rings, we agreed that I think 50,000 will do, because I had seen several people that had done weddings. So I sent it to her because she was on the one on the ground, and she goes and she's like, it's too expensive. I mean, why should we buy this expensive? So she decided to buy for 5,000. Of course, for me it was, I mean, it didn't matter, because for me I wanted to get married. Even if it was without rings, I mean, I wanted to get married.
Sometimes people stress themselves so much because of that day, and they forget that there is life after. You see people taking loans, you see people taking all their savings just because of this one day. It's actually some few hours. So for me, even though right now I think I will major perhaps on photography and my dress, but not like, oh, I have to spend all these millions for my wedding. If you have enough in surplus, please go and do it. This life is for the living. But do not kill people in the group because you are having a wedding of 3 million. So for us, I believe that wedding preparation, even right now when we are doing counseling for couples, premarital counseling for couples, we always tell them, work within your budget. And that is very necessary for any couple that wants to enter into the marriage institution.
The wedding day was I think it was a mixture of reactions. On one side, I came to this wedding, but I didn't know it was my wedding. One is because it's like a dream, you know. But on the other side, I'm seeing this girl that we met, and the way we met and the way we started, it was like a miracle, like a blessing. So, but again, seeing my parents there, seeing my bishop, my pastors, seeing my friends, and then also just being in a place and seeing that this is what I've always desired growing up, especially when I got born again. So it was so special, and we really enjoyed.
Me walking down the aisle, it was so beautiful. First, I feel like the presence of God was so tangible that day in that place. And my husband just standing, you know, right there in front, and my mom and my dad walking with me down the aisle. My goodness. And my friends had traveled, some from Brazil, from Dubai, just to come and celebrate with me as I did the wedding. And as I am walking, you know, everyone with their phone, you know, just snapping around. It was such a beautiful view. It was so beautiful. And I was walking and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, everyone is here to celebrate with us. And my husband was there smiling at me and looking at me like, you know, a goddess, you know, looking so beautiful. So for me, that was so amazing.
And of course, one of the memorable time is the vows.
Yeah.
And I remember I had met my bishop before, and I told him, please make the service very short. Don't make it so long. And
don't make it a crusade.
Don't make it that. So he really made it very short. And so the vows, we declare the vows. I mean, just doing vows to the love of my life.
Yeah.
And just saying things that even you are saying them, but you don't know the full manifestation of it until you get into marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so special.
For me, the highlight also was the exchange of the rings. Hey, man, that was nice. Although my ring was 5,000, Bob, because we really have to save. Where we have to save and buy plots. Though he had promised to change them after 10 years.
Yeah.
Honey, it's
in fact, just to mention that the reason why we bought it at 5,000, it's not like we didn't have money.
No.
It's just that my wife was so, like, she's so business minded. So when I sent her the money to buy, I think it was around 30,000 or so.
Yeah.
50,000. She was like, 50 spending on a ring?
Yeah.
Kitu tu yenye taka, it will be just on the I mean, to not add a lot. So she took that money and put it somewhere else. But of course, very soon we are going to do a grand
finale.
And we'll do other rings.
I agree.
We went on honeymoon. It was a beautiful time in honeymoon, and then came back. So when we came back, we didn't stay. I think I was around for like 2 weeks, and then went back. So ours at the beginning, for the first 2 years, it was a long distance marriage.
When he came back to the country, my husband left, I think after 2 weeks or three weeks thereafter. And there I was alone, and my husband has gone. But one of the things we used to communicate every other time, every evening we'll be on the Skype. That time it was Skype. There was no WhatsApp. It was Skype. So we'll be on Skype. I would finish cooking, just go sit, eat my food. If I have to take water or whatever, he's just there on Skype, and we are just talking how much we love each other. What did I do for the day and everything that happened. And so that kept us going, because there are people who are, together, but they're not having conversations. They are not talking. So for me, it's not about the distance. For me, it's about the availability. Are you available for one another, even now that you are together? Or everyone, comes, does their own thing, maybe on the phone throughout. For me, intentionality is so important, and that is what actually helped us. But of course, people were warning us with long distance marriage, it might not work. They have a list of people who have been married and their marriage has broken because it was long distance. For us, we decided to be intentional.
A long distance relationship and marriage, they're not easy. There has to be foundations like transparency,
trust,
because there has to be that genuineness. Because even if you communicate and somebody lives their own life, it will be a problem. And then you need to be very intentional. It should not be forever.
Yes.
It should not be everlasting. There has to be, why are you doing it? And let me just mention, because this is a couple's marriage, that marriages are different. They have different dynamics. You can pick lessons from people, but be ready to build your own, because we have gone through different challenges. We come from different communities. We have different economic levels. We have different education levels and stuff like that. So learn from people, but be ready to walk your journey. All right? Be authentic to walk your journey as God has destined for you. Borrow whatever knowledge you need to get. But for us, we started off as a long distance marriage. That's those conversations you just have on the sidelines. So one of the conversations one time, one of my aunts told me, hey, and make sure in that Nairobi, please don't bring people from this. So I didn't take it serious until this time now. Going home, and it dawned on me that, hey, by the way, my wife comes from that culture that I was warned about. So, but it didn't bother me, because marriage is about the person. It's not about the tribe. It can play a part if people allow it. In this day and generation, I don't think if you marry from this culture or the other culture, if people disagree, it is not about the culture and all that. It's about the person. Marriage is for companionship. Marriage is people becoming together. And I can say this, that I think I came back, right? Resigned, came back to Kenya to be with my wife and just to build family together. It was not easy at the beginning. Remember, we have been talking long distance. But now we are coming into each other's space.
The shocker was when my husband came back, because I was used to running the show. If I want to go to my sister, I just call my sister, hey, you're home. I just drive there. If my sisters want to come to my home and come for a whole weekend. And now my husband comes. And it's like he has a different timetable. He has a different thinking. He has a different... And I'm like, You know me, I would just wake up, I go to the farm. If I find you have done something wrong, I have warned you enough, I just fire you. No, my husband can say, you fired him, you could have talked to me. I said, talk to you, why? See, I just make decisions because I was used to making all those decisions. So I'm telling you, it started to bring a lot of, conflict and all that. Tukanza kukosana, kitambo, we were just, oh my God, I love you, you are everything, And now like someone is deciding, no, you cannot go, no, we need to do this today, no, but we need to. I'm thinking, wait a minute, what changed? So it wasn't easy, but we gelled. We found a way of coming back together. Better.
Yeah, because you see, what happens when the difference between long distance marriage and the marriage where you are together. Yeah. Long distance marriage, people grow in their individual capacity. Yeah. I mean, the conversation is much more it's cosmetic. Yeah. Right? You can't get into the private life. But now when we came and now started living together, now husband and wife, now our programs have to start aligning. We have to start agreeing on some things. I have to start getting into her private life. She has to get into my private life. The way the house is arranged and all those details. Now things started straining now, okay?
But because of the equipping that we had done and gone through the premarital and also just sitting down under the guidance of books and listening to people about marriage, we were able to bridge that gap and come back together and continue, of course, with life. And it was awesome.
But now we had to get married like that. Oh, yeah. For us, that was like getting married again.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you're getting into each other's space.
Yeah.
You have to... If you disagree, I mean, you can't postpone because this person is in the house. Yeah. Okay? You can't switch off the phone because it is the two of you. Yeah. So that took a bit of 1 or 2 years, but of course, it keep on growing and growing and growing. Yeah.
So when we talk about challenge, I think one of the greatest challenge that we ever went through in our time together is when we lost our son. We had a stillbirth of a son at 32, 34 weeks there. Everything was going on normally, going to the best hospital, seeing the best gynecologist and all that. And the pregnancy was smooth, nicely smooth. And until when we are getting to 32 or 34 weeks pregnant, and I go to the hospital and they are saying, there is no heartbeat. I had never, ever in my life known that a child can die in the womb. So I was like, no heartbeat. How? What do you mean?
And I remember at that time I was still abroad because we got married in 2013. This is 2014 now, when she was now pregnant. And then I had just been at home because we were just almost having the baby. So I had just been home a few weeks and we had gone to the hospital with her just for checkup, prenatal care. And we had seen the baby, active and all that. So when I got there and life was going on, and then I received this call that I'm in the hospital and these are what the doctors are telling me. Yeah. And I was like, what? Okay. I'm like, no, let's give it another chance. Let's give it some time. They checked again. So this other time is the doctor always calling me because they needed my consent so that they can perform a procedure to get the child out. And
yeah, it was a painful moment, of loss, just looking at your son there without life and all that. But we got out of it. People were praying for us. People were coming to see us, coming to encourage us. The church was there for us and all that. But after that, we thought, hey, the storm is over and now the Lord will remember us. And we got pregnant again. And it was another cycle of having 5 miscarriages. But of course, people stood with us. The Bible clearly states that in Luke 1, that Zechariah and Elizabeth could not get children because Elizabeth was barren, And the Bible states it clearly they were barren. But at the end of the day, you see through prayers. Yeah, and they were righteous. But at the end of the day, you see that through prayers, they got children. So at the end of the day, God akatupatia namba 3. So we have 3 children.
Of course, there was so much things that we did in between there. Because we were in denial, we were like, no, how?
Yeah.
We are believers. You know the way
Actually-
sometimes we think just because you are a believer, problem should not come to you. It's like they should go to other people. But you know, sometimes we go through trouble. I mean, Jesus himself said, in this world, you will go through many troubles, but be of good cheer. I have overcome. At some point, they had given us the suggestion to do an operation, but we said, why don't we just go through the process so that she can deliver normally? And I mean, that was so painful, giving birth to a child, and then the child is dead. This is your firstborn. And at that time, the husband is not around. So that was painful.
And we got pregnant again, and it was another cycle of having 5 miscarriages. But I am so grateful to God, because my husband, there is no day he ever questioned me. There is no day my family ever questioned me about why are you not having children. There is no day my mother-in-law or my father-in-law ever called to ask about the issue of children. It was like we were getting support. People were, you know, quietly praying for us and interceding for us.
You know, when you are going through a challenge as couples, I think the best thing I've learned in that process, I learned through that process, is to support my wife. And for me, being a believer, I had established myself in the things of God. And deep down my heart, I knew we will get children. I didn't know how, but I knew at some point we will get children.
One time I was telling my husband, oh my God, you know, I'm thinking we need to adopt, because there was like, you know, 2 people in the house every other time. And I was looking around, people are getting pregnant, right, left and center. And I'm wondering, wait, what is happening with us? She
could have those pressures, those thoughts, you know. You know, sometimes, you know, the way people can be around you, and then you start questioning, they have not questioned you, but you just start putting yourself in their shoes. So I could see that many times, but I kept on assuring her that, you know what, even the 2 of us, we are enough. We are complete.
And I think for me, that was such an affirmation that I needed at that moment.
I never made our marriage a children issue. No. Because if I could have made that, I mean, the children issue, I mean, that could have broken down. So one of the statements I always say that every couple, they need to know that they are on the same side of the team.
Oh, yeah. Number 1, memorable moment. Number 1, honeymoon. When I was planning the wedding, I was just, you know, up and about and all that, and I didn't have much in thoughts. And then my husband on the other side, he was really planning something nice. So we went for our honeymoon out of the country. So for me, I was like, yeah. So for me, that is a memorable moment. Like, where after what kula mchele yenu na nini simwende a memorable place, you know, somewhere, you know, because sometimes people put so much effort in other things, but they forget themselves. So for me, that one, honeymoon.
I think for me, apart from that honeymoon, for me, my memorable moment was when I've held our children.
Oh, yeah. Our first daughter.
First daughter. In fact, all of them.
Yeah.
I think that for me, it's defining and very memorable.
Oh, yeah.
The reason is you can imagine going through a stillbirth and then going through 5 miscarriages.
Yeah.
And then now you are standing here in the hospital,
yeah,
right, holding your daughter alive and well.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And to add to it, anakufanana.
Oh, yeah. Our first daughter. Yeah. We don't need a DNA. Alikuja ka photocopy. Hapo tuliingiza kwa machine kachapa photocopy.
So for us, for me, that was memorable. And just also just being in a space.
Yeah.
Because I was there.
Yeah.
I was there through all the labor pains, all the doctor's advice,
even at the
every decision, including the delivery room.
Yeah.
So holding the baby, the first daughter.
Yeah.
that was memorable.
At 40 weeks, I go to the hospital and they say, you're not going home. Did you bring your clothes? Because we are seeing that you're dilated and the baby can come anytime. And I was there in the hospital. My husband stayed with me. I remember him just being there throughout the labor process. And then I went into the labor room to deliver our baby. And I remember even my husband coming. Oh my goodness. When I delivered that baby, it's like I forgot all the pain that I had, all the turmoils, all the, the ulabalus of, the labor. When I held that baby, I was like, this is our baby. So the other one was building our first house. For me also, that one was memorable, just having a place to stay as a family. That one for me was memorable.
When I came to Kenya, I've had a call of God over my life since I got born again. I knew at some point I will be in ministry. But I didn't just know when. And also, I just also, the way you can see the way ministry is. Sometimes you get scared a bit, or you want to do it in your own way. So for me, my own way was, I will do ministry, but at the same time, I will be working. Where I will be working and getting in a very good job, and then just supporting and going for missions. That was my design. But when I came back in 2016, of course, I started supporting, just helping where I was, and just being faithful in the little. So one step, another, just being available to be a blessing in the youth ministry, helping whatever was available. And then through that, the voice of God in my heart kept on growing. Yeah. The awareness kept on growing that this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. So at one point I told my bishop that, hey, I think I need to equip myself. That's the time he advised me to join a Bible school, because I knew now this is very real for me and I don't want to do it in a mediocre way. So I joined a Bible school, graduated, and then later on now in our church, we had started now planting churches. And I was appointed to go and plant a church. Yeah. And I said, why not? I mean, this is what I've always looked forward to. Yeah. Later on, we got a place in Utawala. We got some property there. And then we started the process. Our first service was 9 people. And we have grown. We have kept on growing. We've kept on growing. One of the scriptures that has encouraged us is, the Bible says, do not despise the days of humble beginnings, for God rejoices when the work begins. 2 years down the line, we are still shining for the glory of God.
Amen. What is my love language?
Your love language is all the love languages in the world. Your love language is time. You like time and then bit of gifts.
Yes, correct. Time, gifts, umesahau to good food. Yes, and for him it's time as well, but it's not so much of gift. How do I call it?
Tell me.
It's not so much of gift. I think my husband is more of apewe tu time yake. Yeah. If you honor that, his time is fine. Yeah.
Affirmation.
Yes, and affirmation.
Affirmation.
Words of affirmation. Hey, today you have done as well. My husband, you are the Lord and King.
Beautiful. What is my favorite color?
Black and white shirts. Yeah, those ones. When he's wearing a suit, he wants black and white color. He doesn't like these colors that scream. I am the opposite. I want those ones that scream, that call for attention. Red on the lips, red on the nails. Yes, but he is very good with calm colors. Yeah.
Not really black. Blue. Blue.
But now
dark blue.
Hey.
Black Sisana, but yeah. Blue.
Okay. Oh my God, and my father. My favorite color is Shakusemea. Sawa. Here. This one. What is my shoe size? So his shoe size is 42.
42 and 43.
Oh, you see?
Benjamin 43.
Depending on where I buy it. Yeah.
So either can work.
Okay.
Yours?
Yeah, guess. Give it a guess.
The last time I bought is a long time.
I know, you need to buy me now.
I don't know the sizes. I know it's size 6.
No, you tell me in terms of that is which one? Which is the number?
It's 30 what? 32?
38.
38?
Yes. 38.
But where do you normally use 6, 5?
I'm not so sure. I just know I buy that 39.
Okay.
Yes. It's your turn.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Mines are very easy. Eh?
Let's see.
What is my favorite food?
You answer for me.
Oh, what is your favorite food?
Yeah.
Your favorite food is fish and mukimo, yeah, and ugali, of course. Baptism by fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like fish and ugali, and I also like chicken. Yes. Chicken rice, chicken ugali, anything.
What is
for
my favorite?
For him, favorite is ugali chicken.
Kienyeji.
Chicken na mboga za kienyeji. Ha! My friend, I have to look for those managos. Yes, so it's my turn. Why does this one look very dangerous? The way it has been folded. Eh? Hey! What was I wearing the first time we met? That's when you should know. That's when you should know. Honey, that's when you should
answer for me now. What was I wearing?
You're wearing a collar. It's called what? Polo t-shirt? Yes, and a khaki trouser. Yeah.
Mine, I can't remember.
A very long
But
dress.
I can remember for you, it was a very long dress.
Yes.
I have a picture.
Yes.
I have a picture.
Yeah.
And she was very slim.
Yeah.
Every time she wants to bring jokes, I pull out that photo. Ndio siasa tunamaliza.
Ndio. Malizia sasa hiyo.
All right.
Yeah.
If our love story was a movie, give it a title.
The Miracle Working God.
Beautiful Ashes.
Oh, wow.
And that is her book. She has written a book called Beautiful Ashes, Faith-Filled Journey to Motherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Beautiful Ashes, this is the movie.
Yes.
And the story is about, going through challenges, almost giving up, not knowing what is happening. But at the end, God turns the story. From miscarrying, 5 children, going through stillbirth, then things turning around.
3
have
babies.
3 children.
And actually, we got these 3 children in 4 years. Now, kuna twins hapo katikati. So to get this book, you can go to my social media handles. Shinel. Shinel is just Shine, then L. Shinel Wanja. Or call this number 0797-721-070. Malaika, nakupenda malaika, nami nifanyaje? Bibi wa kwako, nashindwa na mare, sina we, mare niko nayo nitakupea.
Hallelujah. Endelea kuimba, nitakupea pesa.
Pesa Say, hey, this is a Singapore. Aki cat, baby.